The story of the vanishing of the Flannan Isles Lighthouse keepers. The isolation of the Flannan Isles begin with a wide, cinematic shot of the Flannan Isles, a small cluster of rocky islands in the North Atlantic. The camera slowly zooms in on the lighthouse, perched precariously on the edge of a jagged cliff. The sea below is wild and turbulent, with waves crashing violently against the rocks. The sky is overcast, and a thick mist hangs in the air, giving the scene an eerie, otherworldly feel. The howling wind, the distant roar of the ocean, and the faint creak of the lighthouse door swinging open in the breeze. In December 1900, on this remote and desolate island, 3 men vanished without a trace. The Flannan Isles Lighthouse, a beacon of safety for sailors, became the stage for one of the greatest maritime mysteries of all time. Cut to a reenactment of the 3 lighthouse keepers, James Duckett, Thomas Marshall, and Donald MacArthur, going about their daily routines. Show them lighting the lamp, maintaining the equipment, and writing in the logbook. The camera lingers on their faces, capturing their isolation and the monotony of their work. The ticking of a clock, the scratch of a pen on paper, and the faint hum of the lighthouse machinery. James Duckett, Thomas Marshall, and Donald MacArthur were experienced keepers, tasked with maintaining the light that guided ships through treacherous waters. But on December 15, 1900, something went terribly wrong. A ship battles through stormy seas to reach the island. The relief crew struggles to dock and climb the steep, slippery path to the lighthouse. The camera follows them as they approach the building, their faces filled with unease. The crashing of waves, the shouting of the crew, and the heavy footsteps on the rocky path. When the relief crew arrived, they found the lighthouse abandoned. The door was unlocked, the table was set for a meal that was never eaten, and the clock had stopped. The keepers were gone. The interior of the lighthouse is shown in disarray. An overturned chair lies on the floor, a half-eaten meal sits on the table, and an oilskin coat is missing from its hook. The camera pans to the logbook, open to the last entry, which describes routine observations with no hint of trouble. The creak of the door, the rustle of papers, and the faint sound of the wind whistling through the cracks in the walls. The last entry in the logbook was ordinary, with no indication of distress. But outside, the weather had turned deadly. Had the keepers been swept away by a rogue wave? Or was there something more sinister at play? Dramatic reenactments of the possible scenarios. The keepers are shown working near the edge of the cliff when a massive wave crashes over them, dragging them into the sea. Foul play, shadows move in the lighthouse, suggesting an intruder or a struggle between the keepers. Strange lights flicker in the distance, and the keepers are shown reacting to an unseen force, their faces filled with terror. The roar of the ocean, the clashing of objects, and eerie, otherworldly sounds for the supernatural theory. Over the years, many theories have emerged. Some believe the keepers were victims of the sea's fury, while others suspect foul play or even supernatural forces. But with no bodies and no witnesses, the truth remains elusive. Present-day footage of the Flannan Isles, with the lighthouse still standing. Interviews with historians, maritime experts, and locals, who share their thoughts on the mystery. The camera lingers on the cliffs, the waves, and the lighthouse, as if searching for answers. The sound of the wind and waves, mixed with snippets of the interviews. To this day, the disappearance of the Flannan Isles Lighthouse keepers remains one of the most baffling mysteries of the sea. What happened to James Duckett, Thomas Marshall, and Donald MacArthur? The truth may be lost to the waves forever. A slow zoom out of the lighthouse at night, its beam cutting through the darkness. The screen fades to black, with the words, "In memory of the vanished keepers of the Flannan Isles Lighthouse." A haunting, melancholic melody plays as the credits roll, accompanied by the sound of the wind